beautiful day. It's 17 degrees. It's 10:42 and we're just leaving the campground that we were at, which is
Alice Springs Showground.
Alice Springs Showground. It's a nice place. It was flat out, but good fun. So
Now it's nearly empty now.
And now it's nearly empty. But when the Fink was on, this was full, and we're in the overflow section. We were. So now we're headed to Ross River.
A campground just before Ross River. Can't remember the name of it now.
We'll tell you more about it when we get there.
It's near John Hayes Rock Pool.
So we did some reconnaissance. So it was looking pretty good. How much does it cost? $8?
Yeah, $8 a night.
A night?
There's no power or water, but you know, it's still alright.
Yeah. Compared to the Ross River Resort?
$40 a night.
Yeah, that was for powered, right?
Yeah. And there was 32 without the power.
Yeah.
But like with this much sun, you don't need the power. So unless you want to use the washing machine or the toaster.
And we did our laundry yesterday at Alice Springs. They've got a laundromat there, so it takes you 1 hour and it's all done instead of like trying to do a lot of it all day long. So it's good. So we're all set again, and
we're just going free camping for a few days, and then we'll come back into Alice, get some power. We'll do another video. We've got some good footage. I haven't got much in the way of drone footage though, because this is a no drone zone while the race is on, and in Alice we're too close to the airport, but we're going out to the East MacDonnell Ranges today, so we'll get some footage out there, and then come back to Alice for a few days. We'll drop another video, and then we'll do the West MacDonnell Ranges.
Crossing.
So that'll be another week gone.
we'll show you a bit more when we get there.
Okay.
Bye for now.
So we've come out to the East MacDonnell Ranges, just out of Alice Springs. So this is Emily Gap. This is only 10 k's past the airport. We'll be coming back past here this afternoon. The sun will be on this side of the rock. It'll look pretty spectacular then, I would think. You going for a dip, Wendy?
No way.
Come on.
Oh, it looks green.
It's a bit manky at the moment. No crocodiles in this part of the world. Can't get down there without getting wet at the moment. Can't get through without getting wet at the moment.
And I'd say that water would be bloody freezing.
You go down and test it?
Go ahead. Here, use the camera. Take a picture of you falling in. Looks quite deep.
Oh, yeah, it's cold.
You're gonna end up with wet shoes.
this is the Ross River homestead, which is about 70 k's east of Alice Springs. Sealed road the whole way to get here, and it's a well, there's a campground that way for caravans and campers, and they've got some cabins down this way, so a bit pricey, $40 a night, but it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's got Telstra reception, although it's sort of only 2 bars of 4G. There's a swimming pool. It looks like a nice quiet spot, so somebody who just want to come and chillax for a couple of days.
Sounds a little bit bumpy.
Nice, lots of air out. Yeah, lots of air out.
We're gonna go for a hike?
More as well. Need the exercise.
You do?
It's insanely quiet here. Hear the odd little chirp from a bird. There's no wind. And this is dead set in the middle of nowhere. Now look at the swallows' nests up on the ceiling. Looks like the water was in there recently. It'd be a handy spot to hide out of a storm, wouldn't it?
Is the caterpillar markings here? Or is that just natural?
I think it's just natural, I think. But these are not. Swallows' nests. Beautiful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty rugged track. Good place to do an ankle.
Hiking trip to Trephina Gorge. How you feeling?
Jeez.
we would have been running that about 10-15 years ago. Now we're a little bit pooped. But it's beautiful.
It is.
And it is 25 degrees here. So we're able to take our wind cheaters off. But it'll be freezing cold again tonight, won't it?
Yeah, I guess. I actually think it's only getting down to 4 tonight.
It's only 4 degrees. Oh, geez, that's wonderful.
This is Jesse Gap, which is about 15 k's out of Alice. Hasn't rained here for a couple of weeks, so a lot of these gorges and that are not likely to have water in them.
Might change my shoes.
It's only 500 metres return to 250 each way. Really?
Right, let's go.
I want to see the blisters on your feet. So I guess this is why they call it a gap.
You see how cold the water is?
Yep. We'll go test it. See, this stuff's hard to walk on. Yeah. I'm not getting in.
The face that you're going to make.
It's a bit manky looking.
Take your shoe off.
It's not as cold as that one from yesterday.
No?
Still cold enough though. After that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and the red pudding. See how it's the rest of the rock's not red? They've put the red in to highlight the lines. Surprised there's not a sign telling you about it here.
It's weird the way the rocks all go up.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, here's a bit of useful information for you. If you're ever out here camping and you see this type of timber, don't bother, because all it does is smoulder, it doesn't actually flame. So unless you've got like a bonfire style fire, but yeah, that's if you see this stuff, just leave it there because it's no good. Keeps some Aussies away though. So this is called corroboree rock. We're going to go for a walk around it. Oh, look at the spider web over there.
You walk ahead so you get them first.
This is a look at the rock from the back of it. So this would be the north side. It's pretty skinny actually, like this is the wide side of it, but it's not very wide the other way. We'll take a picture of the sign here so you can read how the rock was formed. But basically it was formed 800 million years ago. It's cool, it just stands up on its own out in the middle of this small mountain range. It's really peaceful out here. It's incredible how quiet it is, this whole area. Except for us tourists walking around. So this is the narrow side of the rock. Gives you a bit of an idea. It's a lot narrower here than it is on the other side.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Go for a look up there.
Yeah.
Only 4 kilometres into the campsite, so you're riding pushy back here and into that.
Yeah. Are you sure you can take the pushy in?
Oh, we can take the car too.
Can you? That doesn't mean I can take the pushies in. I'm not a motorbike rider.
So we're in not a free camp, but a low cost camp called Trephina Gorge. I think it's about 70 k's, 60 or 70 k's out of Alice Springs in the East MacDonnell Ranges. It's only $4 per person per night to camp here. They've got drop toilets and fire pits here, but the sites are a bit tight. They're not really meant for caravans, but yeah, the problem with booking it online, you can't see which site is the bigger site. Like that site over there would have been more suitable for a caravan, but you know, you're not to know that. But anyway, if you do ever come out this way, site 6 is a very small site, but site 7 is ideal for a caravan. So this is the spot to be, this East MacDonnell Ranges. Steak and egg singer, cup of tea, hardly any flies. Cheers.
Yeah. Look, there's a cave up in the hill up there. You want to climb up?
As get fucked.
Chicken. How beautiful is it?
Beautiful with the sun on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come down here though. So, government's at work again. There's a bit of obvious boardroom decision making going on here. So this beautiful mountain range out in the East MacDonnell Ranges of the Northern Territory, and it's a free camp, well, not a free campsite, but a low cost campsite, and it's pretty well sectioned off. So you got, you know, half a dozen campsites over this side and half a dozen over here, a couple of drop toilets, a few covered picnic tables, and we've even got gas barbecues in one shed over there. But the geniuses in Parliament House, or wherever they make these decisions, thought we need a fucking mobile tower out here so people can use the online check-in app, which is the case all across Australia now. If you're going to get into a national park campsite, you've got to book in online, so if there's no reception where you go, you've got to do it online. But look where they chose to put this monstrosity. Huh? Like, the backdrop is spectacular, and they put that fucking thing right in the middle of it. What the fuck were they thinking?
Well, there would have been trees here before. They would have cut these down, those down, wouldn't
Look, seriously. I mean, having to shitter there's one thing, but now they've got this, well, obviously it looks like a telephone reception tower, and seriously, right in the middle of that backdrop. Fuck, why don't they fucking stick it down the back somewhere where it's not fucking going to be seen? Huh? Oh, there's fucking solar over there.
You should have put it up on top of the hill.
Yeah. But seriously, you know, I mean, that's a view you wouldn't get in, you know, too many places. And they've spoiled it with this thing. But anyway, that's enough sooking from me. There is a cave up there, Wendy, there's two.
I know.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, gotta go change my shoes. I reckon these aren't suitable for rock climbing.
Work boots?
Yeah.
You'll be right. I'll go if you go.
No.
Don't think so. 20 years ago, maybe.
Look over there.
Yeah. This is just beautiful out here. This is the East MacDonnell Ranges, so everybody goes to the West MacDonnell Ranges because they're the ones that are advertised, but we thought we'd come out here for a look. Glad we did. So we're going to do the gorge walk and the panorama walk. So follow the orange one. All the natural steps here. Well, I didn't wear my thongs. Oh, puffed already. Spectacular. This is the panorama walk. Bit steep the first bit of it, but excellent views. The rangers have built a little wall here so Wendy won't go the wrong way. A bit of a getting down now. It's just so calm, isn't it?
It is.
There's a lot of breath of wind. You hear the odd animal here and there, and that's about it. Now it looks like there's more steps over that side.
So you must walk back on the other side.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Watch that one. Hurts.
All those years of falling off motorbikes makes it a bit hard on the knees.
You got a slide there.
Yeah. Look, she was going to go the wrong way. There's a set of steps there. Used to be a sign there. Wendy's going that way. It's amazing how fast the scenery changes. Perfect weather for this. Today it's going to get to 24, but it's about 9:30 in the morning. It's only 16. Sun's out, no wind, perfect for walking. So this is the Ross River, and although it's bone dry on top, I reckon anywhere where you see those river red gum trees, which are those white looking trees, there's water under the ground a couple of metres down, and plenty of it. So this sand acts like a filter, and the water filters down to the bedrock, which is like this stuff, and then they reckon there's plenty of water, and the native owners have known about that for centuries, and never had a problem finding water out here, but us white fellas that have no chance.
See, now I would have thought it was that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the orange arrow going that
Now,
way?
yeah, but I see the orange arrow, but I would have thought it would come from that way.
Mm. That's why they call you what?
Wrong way, Randy.
Yep. So this is some Aboriginal artwork or petroglyphs on the rocks at Trephina Gorge. Quite a few in there.
Beautiful day, 11 degrees outside. We're heading to see Ghost Town and Altunga Station. And so we're traveling along, and this is a big grassy plain, and you see all the mountains beside it. It's just absolutely beautiful. So it's 8:31 in the morning and it's 11 degrees. Nice. It's going to be a beautiful day.
So we're out in the middle of nowhere, a place called Altunga. So this was a mining settlement in the 1880s. Worked on and off until the sort of government took it over until the in the 1890s. The government actually brought in a rock crusher, and then after that there was about 400 miners lived here at one stage, and they actually built a hotel, and then people are in the process of renovating this hotel and reopening it now. They've just built a new campground next door, and they've been renovating some of the buildings out here, so we'll have a walk around and give you a look. But they're hoping to have this open by the end of this year. So the pub with no beer at the moment. But this is dead set the middle of nowhere. I'm just reading on the info sign here that the miners that lived out here had to get their supplies from Untitled, which is 600 kilometres south of here, and bring it up by camel. Cost them $20 a tonne to bring it up by camel, or $40 a tonne to bring it up by horse-drawn wagon. And back in those days, gold was only worth $6.50 an ounce. So they reckon this area has produced 15,000 ounces in about 100 years. But we'll give you a look around. It's pretty remote, pretty dry. A little bit of underground water around here, but not much. So we'll have a look around and see what there is. So these are canteens that the camels used to carry. They're galvanised iron and quite heavy, empty, so poor bloody camels used to have to carry 2 of them 600 kilometres up from Untitled. And in comparison, this is the ones that the horses used to carry. So they've been digging up remnants from the old miners. They did some excavations out here in the 1970s, and this is some of the stuff that they found. Old, sifts, picks, shovels, trolleys. Not sure what this is. It's got a motor on it there. It's a pretty harsh environment out here. So there wasn't enough water for them to pan for gold out here, so they had to blast the quartz and then crush it. This is one of the crushers. Yeah. That's what a well would have looked like. No, it was a bucket for hauling up ore. Let's see. They've got a pretty good information centre built here. They built this in 1988 and it's a self-guided tour. Plenty of information around the building. These are some of the artefacts they found. Some of the restored equipment. And I've got some restored buildings down the road there too, so we're going to go and have a look at that. But yeah, it's about 120 k's east of Alice Springs. But if you do what we did and sort of camp at Trephina Gorge, it's only about 40 k's from there. This is some of the machinery that they bought from Adelaide in the early 1920s. This is what they call a 5-head crusher, so those big steel blocks down the bottom go up and down and it all gets put underneath them and crushed. So imagine the effort that it took to get this up here by horse and cart in the 1920s. It's just incredible what they did. Until you come out here, you really don't have any appreciation of just how remote this is. This is 120 kilometres from Alice Springs, 600 kilometres from Untitled, which back at the late 1800s, Untitled was the end of the rail tracks, the old Gann rail system. So what they call the head of the rail was 600 kilometres south of here. This is some stuff from a later era. Oh yeah, there's a homemade bed. Bit of cyclone wire and some tree branches. $6.50 an ounce the gold was. But I suppose back then the bloody week's wage was probably, £10 or something like that, or probably not even. Looks like a FJ Holt, or the remains of one. 1958. Maybe a bit later. we'll go and have another look at some other buildings. So there's a self-guided walk here, and they have a pamphlet that you can pick up and return at the end of the walk. Tells you what the different buildings are. So they've been restoring these, and this one here looks like it's pretty much done. New corrugated iron roof on it. So this is the assayer's residence.
They wouldn't have had these bars back then.
No, they would put that up for a safety thing. The concrete floor, I think, is probably not original either. Oh, so this one's having an extension done. No, this will be. Oh, this would have been the kitchen here.
So the kitchen they cook outside.
That would have been the oven. It's the original pizza oven.
Must have been other buildings. So.
Yeah, it would have been our buildings here as well. This one here is the manager's residence. This has also been restored. So this was the most impressive building. Two rooms in this one. Veranda and it's a pity, like with the health and safety bullshit now, they've got to do this, you know, steel skeleton inside these structures. So they've done a good job renovating the outside of them, but the inside it's a little bit 2000s. I wonder why they always made the ceilings so high. Well, these are 10-foot ceilings. Oh, you probably so the smoke rises and doesn't choke them to death. But like, you know, they why did you need to have a 10-foot high? In the middle it's 15-foot high.
And the walls don't go all the way up to the ceiling inside.
Oh, that'll be that health and safety thing. It's, to imagine that this used to be a town, there was at one point in time 400 people living here. This is they're slowly renovating all the buildings. You look out here and you go, what made somebody walk 600 kilometres north from Untitled? And he found some red stones in a creek bed. Thought they were rubies, so started the rumours about there's gems in those hills, and people started rushing out here thinking they were collecting rubies, and turned out later on that they were garnets, which are next to worthless. But then a couple of years after that they found gold out here, and that's what brought all the miners out here. There's nobody around, so I'll stick the drone up and we'll have a bit of a look around after. So this is a horizontal steam engine, again dragged out here by horse and cart and camels. Just incredible how ingenious they were. So this is the head stamp that the government funded back in 1886. A couple of the owners tried to bring out private stamp heads, which are like rock crushers, and couldn't build them big enough to do the job, so they petitioned the government, and the government funded a big steam operated rock crusher. So this was the gold room where they used to come and cash their gold in or store their gold. And there's another one that's partially renovated. This is an assay room. The assay was the person that had to count all the gold, keep track of it. Looks like they used pitch on the floor, a form of asphalt. Just bagged and painted the walls. Oh, there's an oven here. This is an oven here. So